Hi guys, today I'm going to film a get ready with me, which is actually really simple, but it's what I've been wearing a lot of this week. Until I did a get ready with me over on my other channel last week, I hadn't done one in ages and it hadn't pushed me to use any eyeshadow. I hadn't worn eyeshadow in more than a month. And since I made that video and I really liked the effect that I came up with, which I'll link below in case you want to watch that, I've been kind of trying different things. It's not particularly new or special, this particular look that I'm going to show you, but it's just something that I've been reaching for a lot and is really easy, especially because there's no eyeliner involved. I find eyeshadow so much easier than eyeliner, and if I've got not a lot of time, then I will definitely reach for something like this, because there's a lot less room for error. So first of all, this video is sponsored by BeautySpotter, which is an app, and I will speak to you about that at the end of this video. The Get Ready With Me in the body of the video itself, none of the products have been paid to be placed. I've chosen them all from my collection and I have been using them recently. The sponsored part of this video will be at the end when I talk to you about the app. But there is also a chance to win a £100 Topshop gift card. So stay tuned, or if you're not even interested in the Get Ready With Me, skip to the end to find out how you could win that. So I'm going to start with Revlon Colorstay, which I have to admit I haven't been using all that much recently. Lots of people have said since the formula changed they don't like it, and I kind of have to agree. It's not as good as it used to be. I have an old bottle though, and I feel like even the old bottle is not performing as well, but then that might be because it's old. But the colour that I have is Buff. And apparently the new version, because it doesn't look all that different, but the new version is the one that's SPF 15 rather than SPF 20 as the old one used to be. And it just doesn't seem to adhere quite as nicely to my face as it used to, but I want to kind of give it another go. If any of you did used to love Colorstay and have kind of fallen out of love with it, let me know what you've replaced it with, because I've replaced it with Estee Lauder's Double Wear Light, which is obviously slightly more expensive. I don't use a tremendous amount of it. And to be honest, I don't use foundation every single day, so it lasts me quite a long time. But I'd rather not spend that kind of money on foundation. I would much rather have a drugstore equivalent. So let me know what you've replaced it with and I will give that a go. For concealer, I'm using, what is this? Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, I think it's called. It just says Instant Age the Eraser. And I keep saying this has been discontinued, or at least I've been told it has, and people keep telling me it hasn't, so hopefully it hasn't. I did check after the last time I mentioned it, and it does seem to still be on the Maybelline website, so fingers crossed that means that it is still in production. Perhaps it was just sold out a lot and lots of people thought it was discontinued, because I wouldn't have known. Only people, when I mention it, because I mentioned it a lot because it was my favourite, when I mentioned it people said, oh no, you can't get it anymore. So fingers crossed that's not the case. I actually really like the brightening one. This is just the light colour, but I have the brightening one which is almost kind of, it's not white, but it's kind of very pale pink, supposed to brighten under your eyes. And I really like to use that one underneath a concealer on those days when I just look like I haven't slept really. And it's really effective, so I'm hoping if it hasn't been discontinued after all, then they might actually expand it so that we get that, because at the moment that's only available in the States. But that's my base. I'm going to set that with Bourjois Healthy Balance Powder. Lots of you recommended the Maybelline, what is it called? 24 hour or something like that. The stay time, or, man, I am such a bad beauty blogger, I cannot remember the name of the foundation. I can't remember at all. But the one that's supposed to last a long time anyway, the waterproof one. So that's next on my list when this one does run out. But this has been nice. I do feel it's a bit dark for my skin, but it's nice enough. It's a nice coverage. It does actually add coverage, I find, as well, unlike most powders that I've tended to use in the past. Another product that unfortunately you can't get, which again is from Maybelline. Why do they do this? But the one that I've been using in place of my brow pencil from MAC, which I actually know where that is now. I wanted to show that in the last video. It's this one. Oh, this is a dead one. But these two, bring it back to focus, these two are almost identical. I mean, the actual packaging is identical. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the exact same product, but obviously the Maybelline one is considerably cheaper. The MAC one that I use is called Fling, and I do think it's slightly lighter, and especially since I've gone totally all over blonde, which by the way is not going to stay. I'm definitely going to let my roots come through, because this super blonde colour, I need some roots. But you know, it's nice to try these things. But since I am completely all over blonde and you can't see my roots, it's all the more important for me not to go too dark with them. So I have to be very light, but I'm completely in love with this pencil. I've spoken to death about it, I don't need to tell you again, but it's very dry. but I will anyway. But it's very dry, and it's difficult to go wrong with it. It's not too waxy, not too pigmented, and you can go very lightly and get a different result. I'll zoom in for my eyes a little bit, just so you can see a little bit better, but I do have a tendency to go completely out of shot when I zoom in, so fingers crossed I can actually stay in the shot this time. I'm going to use this, I wasn't even going to tell you then, I'm going to use this, which is a colour tattoo called Sleek and Spice. I'm doing it to you again. This is not readily available. I bought this on eBay because my On and On bronze, or Bad to the Bronze, or whatever it's called, that went dry, and I wanted to get another one, but I didn't just want to get the same one. And I know that Maybelline released a ton of different neutral shadows that we didn't get, so I looked on eBay and I actually picked up two, this one and I think a slightly more neutral one. But I got these two on eBay for a really reasonable price, not all that much more than we would pay full price in Boots or Superdrug, so I will link that below if I can find the link. But I find this to be a lot easier to wear than the bronze one, because it's just a little lighter and slightly more blendable, I think. I think the other one is a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's just because it was getting dry towards the end of my experience with it. Saying that, I actually use this as a base. That hasn't blended well at all, has it? I actually use this as a base for something much more bronze and dark, and this is Rimmel, what is it called? Spicy Bronze. And I'm going to basically go into my crease with this. And I have been using this combination there or thereabouts, but the colour that I've been using in my crease has been, man, I am terrible at remembering things today. Smog from Urban Decay, which is my all-time favourite eyeshadow colour. I think I could probably do with like just a very simple neutral palette, like for example a Naked Basics, that kind of thing, and Smog. That's it for me. That's the ultimate metallic-y, bronzy neutral. I love that colour, and this is not a million miles away and considerably cheaper, obviously. I love Rimmel individual single eyeshadow things. Individual single eyeshadows, you didn't really need that, did you? Absolutely love them. But this is my favourite. There's also another one called, I think it's called Smoky Quartz, that's a gorgeous colour. I'm then going to take that same colour tattoo and go underneath my eye. And the reason for this is I'm laying down a base to then go back underneath that with, not underneath, go on top of that with the eyeshadow that I've just used. But this will make it last all that much longer, because obviously these last quite a long time. If you've ever tried to put a shadow underneath your eye like this, you'll know they don't tend to stick around. But if you put on a colour tattoo first, I find that they do. Next I have a mascara, which is the, I don't know what this is called. I want to say it's called Volume 1 Second Mascara, because that's how it's kind of laid out on the tube. But I want to also say that it should be called 1 Second Volume Mascara. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a French brand. So the letters, the words are in a different order than we would usually put them in. But I think it is called Volume 1 Second Mascara. Blush wise, I'm going to use this palette, which is from Makeup Revolution, and it is called Golden Sugar. They do loads of different versions, and I tend to kind of swirl. I like these three colours. A really subtle colour, not much in the way of anything colour-wise, which is good for me because I'm very heavy-handed. So I just tend to almost dot it on. And as you can see that sheen already, it's gorgeous. I like something that gives me that colour, a little bit of colour, and just gives me that highlight as well, so I don't have to use loads and loads of different products. And this is definitely one of them. To finish off and just make this extra festive, because up to now it's a little bit golden, but there's not a lot of Christmas about it, I'm not going to go for a red, I'm going to go for this plummy colour. And it is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Velour Lip Cream. And the colour is All I Think About Is You. These arrived yesterday and I'm still yet to try them, so this is also a bit of a first impressions. But I really wanted to give one a go in this video because I'm desperate to try them. I have all of the colours and I will be swatching them on my blog if I haven't already by the time this video goes up. But yeah, this plummy colour was the one that I picked out to kind of go with this makeup, so we'll see. Oh, this smells so nice. That kind of generic-y, vanilla-y caramel smell, but oh, so nice. So that's it. I love it. Just a really nice kind of raspberry colour. I'm hoping it's going to set to a matte. but we'll see. Either way, it's really comfortable on the lips, but it's not super shiny. It's kind of got a satin look to it right now. So we'll see, we'll see. Expect a review of these very, very soon. And if I love them, then you'll never hear the end of it, because I love anything like this, lip creams in general. So when Makeup Revolution launched these, I was so excited because generally I really love their stuff. Not everything, there are definitely the odd things that I really didn't like, but I think these are going to be amazing. So yeah, that colour again was All I Think About Is You, but I will link everything below that I can find, lists, etc. So on to the giveaway portion of the video. All you need to do is follow me on BeautySpotter. If you don't know what BeautySpotter is, it used to be, and it still is, a way of you reviewing different places that you have various beauty treatments done. So for example, when I have my hair done, I can log on and review the fact that I've been there, what it was like, etc. Give it however many stars, you know, all that. I can tell you what I thought of my experience for that particular salon, as well as upload a picture of what I had done. And so the general idea is you can kind of scroll through different places and think, oh, I like that, or I like that, and find out where they had it done. That's kind of the idea of what the app was previously. They've now added a DIY element to that, so you can upload selfies and put on the makeup that you're wearing. So a little bit like Instagram, but for beauty, which is obviously something that appeals to me because I love Instagram. I love anything where you upload a selfie, don't we all? But how many times have you scrolled through an Instagram feed and thought, what lipstick are you wearing? And unless they respond, you don't know. So I really like the concept of this. I really hope that a lot of people start uploading to it, because if they do, it's going to be a really useful resource for those of us that need to know what lipstick someone's wearing. But to give you an idea of that, actually in action, I'm going to show you now me actually uploading this as a selfie to the app. So basically you go on, it's the same as it would be with any other app. You kind of upload your photo, but then you have the option of writing in a description, as well as adding the products that you've actually used. So I'll be adding in my foundation, my concealer, all that stuff. You can also add things that aren't there. So for example, the Revolution lip cream probably isn't there, so I'll be adding that in as well. So you can edit things and add new products. If you've got something that's unique or new that isn't there already, you can put that in. And it just helps if those people who find your picture can actually find out all the stuff you're wearing on your face. You could put on a comment there, you know, I'm liking this, I'm not liking this. You can review it if you wish, you could put nothing at all. But it is just hopefully going to become a resource for those of us that like to look for inspiration on things like Pinterest and stuff like that, but has more information. So hopefully you guys enjoy the app, because the more you guys use it, the more helpful it's going to become over time. But the way that you will enter the giveaway is like my photo that I add, and also follow me on BeautySpotter, and in a week's time I will add another selfie to BeautySpotter, which will be my festive Christmas Eve selfie, and obviously I will add in all the information there of everything that I'm wearing, but most importantly I will put in the description the winner of the giveaway. So if you have won that £100 Topshop voucher, you will know by checking my page on BeautySpotter in a week's time. So good luck with that. I hope you all enter. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope that you've liked the look that I came up with. If you want any more information, it will be in the info bar, and I will see you guys on Friday for another video. Bye!